performing well, right? So this is actually a really good look for me. Yes, it's a map we've not visited for a while with Acend, and even then, there's not an awful lot of data behind it. But I'm excited to see here. Again, this kind of flips things up. It's almost Zeke coming back to some of his earlier roots, right, on Breach to be kind of, you know, the initiator of the set pieces, at least on that Astra.
This is actually crazy. And I guess, why not? In a map like this, you have no reason not to. This is not meant to have happened. We didn't expect to see this at the start of the day, but it makes perfect sense. But Cena, let's see what you look like with this. The hat's a lovely touch. I like that. But a great start as well towards Turco, as now Starkso gets a little bit of that pressure taken away and fall away himself just a little bit further, but they are going to take Heaven off the back of this, or at least indicate they are, because look at that Cypher on the other side. That's not escaping my eye.
Pora be creeping closer and closer. Bone Cold actually shouldering ramp here. Oh, Cena just missed that. I think actually caught a pixel out of place here. Cena, okay, actually, yeah, forgotten about for a moment there. We'll catch the overheal. Now Pora springs the trap, but look at that. Cena is third on the round. There's no way he should have got away with the final one, and Starzo will seal the deal.
Okay, this is the type of game, right, that's gonna just, again, make me just wish we get to see more of, you know, these superstar fraggers having these, you know, turns on Reyna, starting running it out, because it has that sustainability. It's something that always catches your eye, doesn't it? It's why I sit there and go, God, maybe Scream one day will really just commit to it. Can you imagine him with the ability to just, you know, as I said, heal himself up and go again? And Cena just...
One enemy remaining.
It's just gorgeous, isn't it? Here we go. What a game we've got. And this completely is just, you know, this is off the books, right? This is off the record. We don't know what Acend really looked like on this, but probably neither did SMB to an extent. Like, what are they meant to do for prep for this? SMB, they said they like to keep things, you know, clear cut, simple, not so counter-stratted. Fair enough. Well, let's see how good it is. Keeler's going to back away, take one with him. By the time, put down the utility supports in place. Starkso comes on over, finds two, and SMB are down to two.
Or now
Last player standing.
show his face, albeit momentarily. 56 HP left and a classic in hand. Stars are already there to greet him. Full control of the spike. Cena with the pinch. I'm not sure. Have we added that hat, or is that at request? I'm not sure, because it's a good look, actually.
Yeah. Suits the hat. Red Bull are loving it.
Oh, yeah.
They're absolutely loving it.
They're getting a lot of screen time today.
Yeah, they're sitting there going, this is the best investment we've ever made into a hat. Sick.
I wonder if that's just a placeholder now. We're just going to see it put over every single one of the player icons.
Oh, don't give them ideas. You've just sold a sponsor an idea. You can get the Pay Safe card, T-shirts now. I don't think the teams were too happy about that. Regardless, it is 2-0. Finally, we get to see the buy coming back in for SMB, and this is where you should start seeing that, you know, scoreboard, at least having a number by the side of it for SMB. They could do with a bit of that, get a little buffer going, get themselves back in, nice and clean if they could, but it looks like this mid piece again. CNED good for one, can't do much about the second. Effective trading, good spacing.
Yeah, stacked up, but I couldn't even grab the dismiss. It's Starzo and Zeke, actually. I'm going to try and catch these Turco and Brave as they try and slip through ropes, and now actually to come back away from that, a little gap has been created towards Heaven. Pora now we'll find the first. Bone Cold will fall. Starzo now got to be careful. We'll have to do a little bit of damage, but Pora finds the second now, and A site open for the taking.
Yep. Still being quite cautious though. And Zeke, well, he tried to make a little bit of a go of things, but Killers is going to be the last man standing. Slowly clearing to... Oh, look at that. Picture in picture. Whew. Is it Singer again? Are we joined by Singer and Xilv? I'm not sure. But the observing staff and crew doing good work. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to you. While we wait, obviously, because Killers would probably quite like a rifle. Maybe do some damage on the way out. That'd be quite nice, but feels unlikely.
Exits. I mean, he's got the snake bite. He hasn't taken any damage, so it's not going to force the armor repurchase. I think here, yes, it's if he's gifted one, great. Go hunting. Not such a wise choice.
No.
Toxins going up.
It seems a bit weird just to see Ascend's name and split. I don't know why, it just really does. It feels a bit funny. I'm not used to it.
I'm trying to think, actually. I don't think I've ever actually casted them playing split.
I don't think I have either.
Oh, we're here to learn. We're on a journey together.
What is that?
You're not seeing the what's the gift? Is that we're going on an adventure. A little skipping through the... Anyway, so the next round coming up...
No, it was really important.
Save that one for the green room later, I think. It's probably best, isn't it?
Fair enough.
Last player standing.
But we do have an important round, you're right. And this might be a reason as to why Stark's with the open.
Obscuring vision.
You want to talk me through what we just saw?
Not particularly, no.
Fair enough.
He's gone down. Keyless is actually going to retrieve the operator. I don't know if they're just trying to filter this through to eventually end up with CNED, but elsewhere, Pora actually going to be shut down, and that's something we need to keep our eye on as well. Pora can be an absolute nightmare. Okay, that was the weirdest engagement I've ever seen, but
this round,
Izzy
dude,
wins
this
it.
round, dude. Hypoc, what is going on this round? Bone Cold's now caught a little bit of the timing on the Zeke, catching Izzy mid-air. Bone Cold's dead. What the hell has just happened? Zeke doesn't outdo Brave, so now the cross to the site is somewhat safe. I don't know if they knew where Killers was. He's been somewhat dedicated towards B, so a little bit of space to work with, but he's up close. He's already towards Heaven. And Brave is keeping eyes on this. Yeah, he's got it. Nice work from SMB. There's a response we needed. But what a weird start. Can you talk me through what we just saw?
Okay, so it started off with Starzo buying an operator.
Yes.
Next up, he tried to peek. I guess it's probably the best way to phrase it. I don't know what happened. Did he not have a second blast pack? I didn't catch that part, but fully locked down by the gravity well. Brave punishes. It's weird. It's uncharacteristic as well. I don't know if that's just a comfort thing or even why the operator's been purchased, if I'm honest. We don't see Starzo use it an awful lot at all.
Oh.
And again, Kilo's going to get stuck. Actually, the combo of the slow warp and the gravity well there, like, you can't even get away from it. It's absolutely making sure that the vulnerable impact is there. But again, just touched on it in the previous round. I mean, you think back to Heretics times, and Pora was always just disgusting on this map. Those lurks.
That's
so
true.
Zeke picking him up in the previous round is important to note, because we got to keep our eyes on the minimap. Especially when, you know, SMB are playing it the way they are. It's very FPX-esque, honestly. It's drift through mid, clear out all these close angles, stack up, and by this point they're so close, the site hit is just imminent.
Yeah, and this is a bit of a stack, to be fair, and they've had pretty normal contact so far, so they may not be able to read that this is a stack. CNED's found Russ. Next challenger comes up, that will be Turco, but he's got support. CNED being kind of bullied around by the blast packs, but it will be Brave to find him. And now Brave finds Zeke. So this might start giving away. There's more players than expected here, and now here comes the old. Does it find one? Yes, it does. Starkso. He gets Izzy. And now Turco and Pora are a little bit baffled. Pora, this is going to be noted, down to 80 HP. Killers finds him. A disaster for SMB. Unless Turco can maybe go clutch on this.
That's the thing. 2 away from the revive, so a kill on the plant.
Oh.
Potentially, Starzo going to give 1 away at least.
10 seconds left.
He's still got to get this spike planted. Bone Cold
can't
inside
peek this.
spawn. He will. I don't know why. Thank God for that. Okay, maybe just wanted to layer the peaks there to run the clock down as much as possible, but it runs the risk of Turco not sticking the plant. I mean, we've seen Starzo make the best of one of those situations on Bind, at least very recently, but Send will close it out, and it's on the back of minimal investment as well. So an operator's been purchased, Lauren. It's not Starzo this time. That's
really
surprising, isn't it?
You know, if he's just feeling it, like, I'm just gonna get the op. All right. Let's see how this man does it. Well, that's quite a different start, isn't it? Good beginning and a bit of a surprise. SMB, you've been running mid and you didn't expect someone to address that eventually. Now, I don't know if they can find much more off the back of this, so this does leave a vulnerability towards A if they quickly pressure through vents. You've seen that Cened's gone all the way around. Look at this rotation route he's gone on, but he's missed a bit of that timing window. They're already through vents, so it comes down to the Rays sitting on the other side. It's coming down to the Viper's presence. Killers now knows there's trouble afoot and he needs some support. Starkso is here, but then bear in mind there's Pora just found Killers. Starkso called upon from ramp and he doesn't do it. Pora just outdoes him completely. And now Sight is ready for the taking.
Sierra and Acend, on the back of a first blood, find themselves in a 3v4 retake scenario. Bone Cold able to slip through. Brave, happy to allow it. Cened still with that operator as well. He's going to find it. Just every single time the dismiss comes through, he's going to note another 2 players and actually re-explores this. He's going to try and find him. No way.
One enemy remaining.
How is he doing this? The read. Do they get the read? Turco's gone around towards the top side of things. Cened's off the spike. Zeke! Oh, and this should be all, but what is going on here, man?
Yeah.
Okay, Turco's got him.
I mean, thank God for that. Cened still, though, just finding again, dismissing through, noting the second player, at least.
So sick.
An insane play, but then to have the balls to actually come back out of that smoke and be like, yeah, I'm going to peek you. I saw you. I've got an operator. I know you've got a rifle. I'm swinging. It's just absolutely insane.
Dude, and he doesn't look uncomfortable on Reyna.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't at all.
Again, I'll come back to that in a second, so it does look like we have a bit of a fast piece. If Zeke does anything, it'd be a miracle at this point. Oh, he's going to be able to do that!
No way.
I guess dreams can come true, and now Cened's turned up. 5 HP, sure, but he'll be able to stay alive for now. Izzy and Turco are left scratching their head going, well, we had 5 players coming in, but now there's 2? What the hell has just happened? Rez comes out, Starkso's back up. And a 4v2 post plant. Turco's done well to find Cened, but there's plenty more to go through.
Yes, Izzy actually has the showstopper as well, and is a little exposed in the corner of sight here. We'll find Keyless. Unfortunately, no trade comes through, but Bone Cold swinging out from main will find the first. Actually, the second slips through his fingers. Stars are in a very difficult situation now.
Time to post it. There it is. Izzy, lovely control at the end. Ooh. But what a round to get things absolutely thrown through a loop on. I don't know what to make of this Acend on here, because it's just wildness. SMB, credit to them for controlling that round. A lesser team would have crumbled under that.
Here comes the party.
Yeah, crazy. And this is, again, having this available prior to this scenario. Starzo, unfortunately, I think he's considering the possibility of just charging close enough. Again, Izzy very low HP. Once again, trying this little set piece just on the back of the slow orb. Gravity well, but looks like Acend do not want to respect that, even though it's punished them. But speaking of that, Brave will punish Bone Cold for overstepping the mark in male.
I feel like I can't stop saying his bloody name, but they do continue towards B, and they don't have a late lurk coming through B main. Might see some danger from Cened. Now, Starkso's been not fully cut off, but pressured. This is a lean back through vents. They've kept exploiting this A site. They've shown some real diligence, but this time Zeke actually gets the best of Pora. It's the first time in a while. Pora's timing's been quite good at punishing that late positioning coming through. Flash finds no one. Second one goes in. Didn't actually show that there was a player there, and Starkso shows off in the perfect time. Catching 3 and the 4th. Starkso,
beautiful.
Perfect positioning, perfect timing, and just blows him a kiss.
Another big round from him, and actually, those kills will put him at the top of the board for Acend. And tie things up. 4 apiece here, and
here.
SMB, actually, this is going to be weird if the purchase stays as it is. Russ is literally a freebie there. I don't even think it's like, yes, they line up, but it's like, it's 2 bullets fired.
You didn't even see the second one, basically, at that point. I do wonder how they address this A piece that's been coming through quite often.
Oh,
now,
no.
I guess that's how Send it finds no one. Bit of damage here and there, but Starkzo's just feeding on them, feasting on them. Flash comes in, he actually gets away with his life. I don't understand how he's alive.
I think he was noted here at least, and okay, Russ will actually drop CNED here. This could get
Don't peek into it. Don't keep peeking into it. Don't keep doing that. No. Whew.
Now, as SMB will freeze for a moment, I guess they want to try and recover this weapon as best they can, but Bone Cold and Starzo still on red alert. So I think they should be able to catch this second heal. Yeah, Izzy will catch that heal now. We're waiting out the cooldown here, and Russ tries to find an entry with that rifle.
A. 30 seconds left.
Bone Cold shuts him down, and okay, still will actually, yeah, Bone Cold will drop, but Starzo in position to find Turco. Is he now gonna try the blast packs? Okay.
Ooh, Starkzo, we're playing dangerous games.
Yeah, that's.
Have you met the Turkish fan base? I wouldn't. Ooh, I'd be careful with that crouch key. I'd be real careful. We don't.
I mean, if that crouch key's getting stuck, you want to call a tech timeout now, because.
Yeah, you'd want to do that.
Hate to see that cause any issues for them. Yeah, CNED back on the operator now. And ultimates wise, I haven't really
I have the spike. Here.
seen Acend have to rely on them, at least being,
Still in sight.
you know, pivotal towards some of these round victories. And look at the Viper's Pit. Again, another one from Keyless. It just seems to spread further than
Anyone else's?
any ultimate I've seen from a Viper.
He's just got some dirty positioning to do it. Hey, if it works, it works. CNED on the adjustment as well, playing towards the heaven side of things. He does have support here. Ooh, revealed at the perfect time. And now he's in trouble. He's got so many problems coming his way. He's going to get one, gets to get out of there with a dismiss, readjusts, falls away, and buys a bit of time. But there's pressure of foot on the other side of things. Poorer, the timing's everything on this. He could be the absolute just downfall.
No way.
Apparently not. CNED, how are you doing this? The timing, it's everything. I thought he's got another one. 30 HP, one more bullet to play with. A jumping, bounding Izzy is done with his show, done with his nonsense. Spike plant going in, player advantage. Killers and Starkzo. This is a hard retake.
There's, yeah, 2 snake bites, poison orb, nothing on the side of Starzo. Have to find an entry here. Is he speaks out, but it's Rust that causes the most problems, to be honest with you. I don't think Keyless can cross into his smoke, actually. And look at that. Starzo with the swing as well, but Turco responds.
No? Yeah,
Oh.
okay. Turco's got it.
Yeah.
It's all good. And, 5-5. Now, if this is a map that Ascend don't normally play, this isn't a bad display on it.
No.
It's not brilliant. It's weird.
Yeah, it's...
But...
I tend to agree with you, though, in terms of reps and in terms of, I guess, comfort. Well, actually, I guess if we talk about the other side of that, where comfort zone is a big factor for SMB, this is more a positive for Ascend to be going round for round with them.
SMB. Oh, Izzy got caught that time. Seeker's come in, so much utility poured through towards this. SMB is still trying to make their way down towards the site. CNED back towards the backside of Pillar. Starkzo does have his support, but it's Turco to find Starkzo. And there it is. Site now open and available. Good work from SMB to take the control here. Spike should be safe to be planted, but Keeler has still found Izzy.
Well, actually, yeah, Russ picks up Zeke. I don't think Bone Cold was able to retrieve a weapon here, so still only the timing is awful for Brave, though. And actually, I was going to say, Turco playing that headshot angle beautifully. Nearly gets caught off guard. Now finds himself on a 1v2. The flash is perfect from Russ. His third on the round. Puts SMB on 6.
Last round in the half.
See here, Ascend actually with an investment in that previous, what they can bring into round 12. Again, I'm kind of with you. Yes, defense argument. We'll park that for the time being. Even so, I mean, if Ascend come out 6-6 here, I can't help but feel Ascend really shine on their attacks. So, starting with the best foot forwards.
Yeah. I still just feel like this is something completely unexpected in my mind to see this map come out and these agent selections. It's a really unorthodox look at this point. I guess going into Berlin for someone like Ascend, though, deepening ability of map pool or showing willingness if needed is not a bad look either, but a quick take comes out from Izzy. Gonna take so much space going through, posts it towards Heaven, but a bit of a tag maybe towards Bone Cold, but that's about it for now.
We'll spot one out. Actually gonna get tagged up once again. Well, I mean, the Empress stars one away from the showstopper if it comes online here, but again, look at what they've got to deal with. 2 rifles, a judge, and 2 sheriffs on this retake for Ascend.
Killers hungry for it, closing the gap. Does get Turco looking for a blind follow-up, but that's going to be tricky. Maybe not. Zeke's found Pora. What is going on? What is it? This color palette is just baffling, just purple all over. But SMB light it up with their names in the end. Brave going to find Stark and it's 7-5. So at this point, I think a good half. I think they're in the same boat as we are. They're probably not expecting this veto to go the way it did, but they have experience here. They have some strength here. It's not completely out of their wheelhouse, but yeah, a bit surprising, if I'm honest.
It is, but again, I think it leaves us with the same question. We think about the attack here and really where it falls towards Starzo to, yes, we see him open rounds up on the sky, but here it's about creating that space and making use of Rays on this map in particular. Again, not to say CNED can't achieve the same thing or potentially achieve the same thing he would on Jet, but that's where my eyes are drawn to.
Big information early on.
Yeah.
Russ isn't afraid to peek this up. You can see why there's zero fear in that man's eyes. 2 quick kills back to back, and SMB get this pistol off to an absolute banging start. Bone Cold and Zeke left just kind of with the pieces of what remains, and everything's been seen and noted now, hasn't it?
Remaining.
Yeah, Turco to find Zeke. It's Bone Cold left in a 1v4. Players all around. And there it is. Brave's got him in the end. A little bit of a crouch spam. It's not the most beautiful way to win it, but it is a round on the board and one that you'd want to be having.
B will pull 1 round further into the lead. Again, this is where it gets tricky. You drop that pistol in the second half on the 7-5. You gotta argue the second was accidental. It's just like the craziest micro adjustment.
No, 100% intentional. What do you mean?
Yeah, my bad. We see CNED gonna throw a sheriff in the mix, but Sen demonstrating some restraint. Here if they can make a play for both orbs at least. And actually, SMB happy to leave A wide open here. It's only Russ. He's got the Vandal as well, so a lot of trust. Yeah, and actually just looking at it, yeah, Turco's invested the wall and there's a trap wire up in Heaven, so reason for that. A preemptive smoke behind it as well, just as it falls in case. It's an interesting setup here because the spike is actually over towards A, and now that this wall's about to drop, you can see Turco preemptively coming back to pick up the side of the map.
Look at the progress from Ascend here. It's slow, but it's building towards A. They've taken over a little bit of space towards Heaven. They have support in middle. They're coming back through vents. Where do they want to finish?
I was trying to see actually if Pora had a camera anywhere, but he actually doesn't. B is the call. This is really interesting. Brave going to open things up. For more to come through, and actually the assist from Brave as well onto Zeke. And it's only 2 Ascend are able to find. It was the worst way to die on this map. In fact, we don't really die. Actually, I'm lying. Haven, A-side Heaven. I think where do we
They're all
actually...
crunchy.
Yeah, we don't actually see anybody break their ankles anywhere else.
No. Oh, if this is... Don't be a technical. Don't. I don't think it is. Surely it's a tactical, right? Right?
Just gonna type up a draft DM to Xilv if...
Tactical.
Thank we
It's
go.
okay.
There we go.
Oh god, we do have Xilv.
Yep. For some reason, he felt it necessary to confirm that it was him today. I'd rather not know.
But if you have not quite worked it out yet, we wait and see who's the bearer of potential technical timeouts. Who is the bad omen? And so far, indicators are looking like itself. We're not sure yet, but we'll work on that theory as we go forward. But a tactical timeout coming in for Acend. And for a map that's maybe not in their wheelhouse, I'm glad to see this being called out now. Something that they can maybe, whether it be on the fly or not, I don't know how much they have in the tank. You know, again, if it's not a map that you commonly play, if it's not something that you regularly scrim or lean into or play on officials as much, how many looks do they have? You know, how many set pieces do they have? How many, you know, concepts and ideas do they have? You know, what maybe can they read into SMB? Because right now SMB are just playing a better game than them. We do have a decent purchase coming out, and what on earth is this? They are all running through from A, and Xilv is terrified. He's absolutely terrified. There was a stampede, and he had to leave.
We get the orb, but it's poorer to pick up the slack elsewhere. See the spy cam set up. Actually, nobody even spotting it on the way through. Zeke is here to cut off ropes. We'll find the first, but traded out very quickly. Brave as well. We'll find Starzo.
This is looking like a disaster movie in the making. Yeah, it's really not good. And Bone Cold not clean on that first attempt there. Now I'm going to consider that CT play. That's actually not bad. Gets it before the flash was popped. Gets back on up. Gets another fight. No. Gets caught in the heels, and now it's all in one man's hands. Acend. 1v3. It's not looking like he's got the timing right. No, he doesn't. Turco has him dead to rights. And that's double digits now for SMB. Looking comfy here, and this is a big round for them to win, and what a weird start to it too.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those ones where it's like, yeah, I think they want to make use of the lesser weaponry here. They want to find a kill. Similar to what we saw them employ, and Bind at least charging down B long. See some big upgrades as well as the other thing. And like I said, this is where that 7-5 scoreline just becomes so brutal, because you lose that round 3. Again, you have one more buy round. If you lose this round, which arguably Acend should, you literally have the one buy round, and then it's like, well, okay, now we're faced with either force or hold them on 12 rounds. It's absolutely brutal. That's pretty brutal as well.
Yeah, a little bit, wouldn't it? Russ just going walkabouts. A reminder of how things began.
Was it Killian's and CNED as well on the pistol round they found?
I think it might have been.
I think it might have been, yeah.
Bloody hell. Well. What was the third map? Haven?
You say that as I actually just went on to...
You just have a little look?
It is Haven, yes. Which, again, we could have a separate conversation. We've seen it back on the jet, right?
Yeah, exactly. We'll have that conversation when we get there. For now, Zeke's still trying to take some side control. Brave, again, that name is truly like nature. But that was interesting that Songso's managed to find Russ. Now, Zeke's position may be a one and done, but the shoulder peek from Turco, very aware of this. Oh, so aware of this. Easy, we're starting to see that op coming out to play, and Bone Cold, look, this man has done wonders with this weapon in particular. It caught my eye before, and it might just do it again. No, Turco keeps himself agile, gets the kill, and gets 11. SMB just churning through this. It ain't a pretty one, but it is a clean one so far. 11-5. This is Acend looking probably the, I don't want to say weakest, but out of sorts we've ever seen them.
Yeah, I mean, it's how many times have we talked about Acend having to play from behind? It's never really. Yep. They're always ones that ride those comfortable. I mean, how often do we see as well Acend just running away with things? It's like they can afford to buy an operator every round. And that's one of the things that stands out to me, at least here. And I think the desk, picking up on that is, again, it's not a blame placing exercise, but really, what are the differences in kind of Ascend's win conditions traditionally versus what are they not finding here? And it's entries on the attack. It's finding a freebie, and then that snowball effect that Ascend are renowned for.
Toxin screen down.
Feeling safe.
But in that same vein, I can't really sit here and discredit this map choice. If you talk bigger picture, they're giving away less. They're trying something out that could maybe strengthen their map pool long-term in vetoes, whether or not they actually ever play it, but it may be something that's not something teams will just consider is insta-gone. I mean, I think the benefits for Ascend outweighs the negatives of playing the other map that could have come through here. But for now, it's forward find CNED. Now, looking at this, they're not getting those entries, as you said. It has been brilliant from SMB on most of this.
Yeah.
Their aggression is, you know, in little pieces, but it's so perfectly placed and so uncomfortable to play around. Look at the timing. Brave. Gorgeous work. Freebies just lined up for him. And Starkzo, sadly, quite far away from this. 30 seconds and 5
left.
players. First challenge pourer. It's clean. Needs 2 more, though,
I have
at the
the
very
spike.
least here. Gets a spike and another fight, but it wasn't that clean that time. Brave's got it, and we've got 12 on the board. And this just means map 3 is going to be just an absolute
point.
delicacy between these two. I can't wait for it to see
Yeah.
what they look like here, because this is a very off-brand map between both of them.
It is, and I think as well, it's uncharacteristic,
Spike down.
especially if we look at Ascend side of the coin.
Enemy remaining.
But potentially, I mean, an opportunity to reset. Leave this in the past. Again, talk about the decision making in terms of the veto and whether or not things were won or lost at that point. But Haven will be a spectacle in itself. Much like this round, everything available. Oh my word! I was gonna say everything available in terms of ultimates for Ascend. But SMB just open up with 3 kills off the rip. The showstoppers.
One enemy remaining.
In a standoff, Izzy finds Keyless. Starzo again. He's got to find an ace.
Let me tell you the story
I'm listening.
of Starkzo's ace. It was crazy. It was 12-5, right? And we're actually on split, which was crazy because it's Ascend, right? No one expected that. But it starts like this. So the spike was in sewer, and that was like, everyone was like, GG. I was like, no, just wait and see. He gets the first pick when he readdresses middle. It's on the raise, and it's so clean.
Is it?
Yep. It's not this round. It's
Okay.
next time. 13-5 SMB, picking up map 2, and it's a bit of a non-starter for me. Ascend just never quite got started here. SMB looking far more prepared, stronger, and honestly, unorthodox.
Yeah, I mean, SMB didn't even break a sweat. I felt like Ascend weren't really able to push them on the attack. Yes, on the defense, they traded out rounds-wise. I think, again, you can make an argument that 7-5 is so different to a 6-6, even half there, especially with how the first 3 rounds went for Ascend on their attack. So, different discussion point altogether, but Haven, I think if we set our sights there, we have a much, much more interesting discussion, and I actually can't wait to get that one underway.
Well, let's waste no time. Let's head to a break and then get everything rolling towards Haven, which will be the 3rd and final map.